Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Church Bulletin. I am joined today with Father Luke and Father Joe. So, yay, it's a fun day, new faces. Well, Father Joe was here last week with me, yeah.
The B squad held on, and we're back, but we brought an extra visitor with us this week.
It'll be super fun.
Yes. Good to be on board.
All right, do you guys want to talk about the cover art that was found this week? Maybe relate it to something with the Bible study?
Go ahead. Yeah, but, there's something else going on.
What?
Today, too.
Anything
special going on today, Sarah?
Absolutely nothing special is today. Today is Thursday. We're filming the Church Bulletin. It's a feast of St. Dominic.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yes.
And the Feast of the Nativity of Sarah Comey also.
So, yes, today
happy
is...
birthday, Sarah.
Thank you, everybody who's wishing me a happy birthday. It's been very exciting. I got my birthday twin here is another parishioner, and so it's been fun celebrating with her this week. So, yes. Anyway, back to the Church Bulletin. That's you, yeah?
Sure.
Talk about they talked about some things I kind of overheard during the Bible study, so this will be fun.
Yeah. Well, Father Joe, this is one of your favorite characters, I think.
Yes.
So how about you lead us off here with the front cover?
Yes, this is from our first reading this weekend. It's the angel appearing to Elijah. Elijah, the prophet, is one of my favorite characters because he's just so feisty. And this scene comes from one of his moments. I think it would be fair, Father, don't you think, to call it a temper tantrum he's throwing.
Yeah, because that's absolutely it.
He just is tired of everything that God is asking him to do, so he gives up and lays down, and the angel comes to him and keeps telling him to eat and get up, because there's a lot of work. The work of the Lord never ends. And so, of course, a spoiler alert, eventually he does and keeps on his mission and goes. But, this is a great scene of the angel coming to wake him up and try to convince him to eat.
Yeah, there's something special about that, too, where the food is mysterious.
Yes.
It's like, where is this coming from?
Yes.
It's coming from up above. It gives him that energy for, I think, 40 days.
Keep it on going.
40-day travel, and so the Eucharistic connection there, just beautiful. And this is a really beautiful photo as well, or painting. It's very stunning. Yeah.
Yes, I'm enjoying all the art that we've had on the front cover of the Bulletin over the past couple of weeks.
It's been a nice touch, I agree.
Yes, very nice. So we turn inside the Bulletin. Again, all of our names and contact information are in the front cover. If you want to reach Father Joe, just contact the main office and we'll make sure he gets any messages. All the times for Masses. It was really fun last week visiting all of the churches and Masses last week. So praise to you guys who have to go and celebrate the Masses at all those churches. And Tim and I will share that duty, but of visiting with you. But it was kind of interesting on a different side to do that. So yay.
Awesome.
Keep going with the giving. We thank you again for all of your donations and your time and all the good stuff that you help us with here at St. Jude. The CSA has been the same in the Bulletin for a couple of weeks. We've gotten payments, but no new pledged money. So that's why that hasn't changed. And the intentions coming up for next week are all in here. And Sanctuary Candle, good things.
Yes.
Together as a family, this has been Tim's scene for a while. It's just time to take time for prayer. And we know in the Children's Bulletin, we also add different prayer stuff in here too. So it's just take time. There's actually a poem that somebody just gave me, actually. It's called Take Time. And sometimes the take time is to serve one another too. And then just like there wasn't in the bulletin, in the Children's Bulletin, the Our Father was the prayer that I had in there. So take time for that. And then we'll switch over to the Children's Bulletin real quick. It is ready. We are in the Bread of Life discourse. Right? That's what I've been told by the priest. The priest tell me these things. Yes. So we used this week's the Psalm, Taste and See. Inside is a lot of devotion. We dedicated a lot of it to the Assumption, which happens this upcoming Thursday, the August 15th. Also, August is the Immaculate Heart of Mary. They reflect on that through all of August. different things to do, Hail Holy Queen on the back, and just, to take time to do not conform yourselves to this age, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may always discern what the will of God is, what is the will of God, and what is good and pleasing and perfect. Just think of that, like when you think of Mary and the role she took on as that first apostle.
That is awesome. Connection there too with that line from Romans. So at Gannon University, at the Palumbo building. Yep, right outside it has that biblical verse. So that's what the students see every day going in. Do not be conformed to this age, but transformed by the renewal of your mind. So very beautiful. And I like that too with the family here about taking the time. Like we all need it. Everybody needs it.
Yes.
Even Jesus took time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking time next week to go on my retreat too. So
Nice.
priests
nice.
need it too.
Yeah.
It's all needed. Yes. Yes.
And coming up next is our events calendar. So, of course, on Wednesday we have the usual things, the fellowship right after the 8 a.m. Mass, followed by the Bible study. And then we have Celebrate Recovery in the evening. And we also have a Knights of Columbus meeting coming up.
No, that was actually this. They don't have another one. I don't know if they have another one. I think it was last week. We just
Okay.
didn't remove it, apparently.
They're trying to make the B team look bad. We're going to blame Tim on that one. He told us he would get back at us. That
Yeah.
must be it.
But we always find an error in the bulletin
After we print it.
Of course.
Yes.
So the Knights of Columbus meeting was this past Wednesday. It's always the first Wednesday of the month. So
Very
yes.
good. And then, of course, coming up on Thursday next week, or this week, I guess, is the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, which is, of course, a day of precept, a holy day of obligation. So we have 3 opportunities for Mass here at St. Jude's. We have the 7 a.m., and then the 5 p.m., and the 6:30 p.m. in Spanish. So encourage you to come to Mass, again, not just because it's a holy day of obligation, but because we have the opportunity to celebrate a great mystery of our faith, and that's the great gift that the Lord gave to his Blessed Mother by calling her body and soul up to be in heaven with him, to continue to intercede for all of us. You know, as a mother loves her children so much, she continues to love us and continues to want what's best for us. And this is just another way we have of thanking her, first of all, but also thanking the good Lord above for providing someone to continue to help us with all our needs.
Yep.
Very nice. And then we move on. As we stated in the announcements this past weekend, we are participating in Erie Gives with the school. We are working with the school in this project. So we are raising money on this one day to update the furniture in all of the middle school classrooms that our faith formation students use, and also the kids at the school. So it's for a very nice project. We're looking for a total goal, $5,000 from the church, $5,000 from the school, $10,000 total. Anything above and beyond that is obviously, welcomed and most appreciated, to just get these kids, something new and fresh, those middle school students who are making those difficult changes in their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As they go from that elementary level into not quite high school, but like that, just that weird in between. So this is a good project for them.
And I love the blurb. It says, last year we gave $8.2 million supporting almost 500 nonprofits across the city of Erie.
It's amazing.
Or Erie County, I guess. And that's just generosity of people never ceases to astound me, when we rally together and come together with things like this. So
yeah, it's really amazing.
We're asking for your help once again, but already overwhelmed by the generosity of people of Erie County.
Yeah, and so the gentlemen, we got some Erie Gives shirts here. So the priests are wearing those today just as a support to their new logo with that acorn on there. Just think about our students. That's what it's going for. We always tell you what exactly we're using the money for. So pray about that, and hopefully you could help us.
They're pretty nice T-shirts too.
They really are.
Yeah, they're they're pretty good.
Then we move on to Uno's tip of the week, and it's again taking time. This time to wonder about all the good things that God has provided for us, and to consider completely, to formulate your opinion, and don't be afraid to wonder. So. And this is Father Ross and Tim actually just got back from the Wonder Conference.
Yes,
so
fitting, very fitting.
this is, the way that's how we, move that forward then. So moving on to the stewardship moment.
Where'd you take that one?
Sure, yeah. So at the Stewardship Moment, we have the letter to the Ephesians and urging us to be mindful of being a part of our life together with the Eucharist, which means being kind to one another. And, that's one of those, I think, a reminder that the church gives, and through St. Paul, that phrase, like, be kind, like, it really does matter. Like, we have to integrate that, each of us, into our lives. And, we can kind of have those ebbs and flows of when we may be more kind, but then we need that reminder of, like, Jesus was always acting in kindness. And if it appeared like he wasn't, that's because that was the way it had to be. He kind of had to be direct sometimes. So, yeah, I think that stewardship moment's really worth looking at about, okay, how am I being called to be kind this week? And I think, too, that, it kind of helps us to look about towards family, towards other. And then St. Paul goes to that powerful phrase of being an imitator of God. So Jesus shows us really how to be all those virtues, especially with kindness.
Next, we had a baptism. And like I said, we have lots of baptisms here until the middle of September, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep on coming in. People bringing in their young ones to the church. It's beautiful. So Deacon Dick actually had this baptism this past Sunday. Little Raymond got baptized. If you are interested, you haven't had a chance to have your child baptized for whatever reason, please go online to the website. Give us a call first if you have questions. Go to the website. Everything is spelled out there on the St. Jude website under baptism. And we will, Father Luke and one of our St. Stephen's parishioners will be offering classes. So if you need some preparation, you need some more time to go over that all that stuff's being prepared. So just get online, give us a call, get everything set up, and let's have everybody baptized and celebrated. We love it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And this photo is amazing. Like, there's so many big smiles in this photo. It's awesome. It's really just a joyous sacrament, and wonderful, too, to have Deacon Dick celebrating the sacrament of baptism as well. And he has a big smile in that photo. It's awesome to see. He smiles often, but there's a real big smile in that photo.
Yeah. So it's always fun to have all of our religious life here, it's celebrating that sacramental stuff.
Yep.
Again, flock note. This is for the new within large parish of St. Andrew coming here to St. Jude. Flock note is how we message you. And this is not an opportunity for everybody in the parish to message each other. The office staff and anybody who's in leadership with the ministry are the only people who can message you. You can reply back, but not everybody gets that either. So that's the really nice part about this. We can just tell you everything. Father Ross sends out emails. Tim will be sending out things. We'll be sending more things through the bulletin. But this is just a way for you to get on board and get all the messaging that you can. Also, if you like the online giving, it's an easy and very, very safe way to give. We came across somebody who tried to, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, tried to hack the church via money, and I sent him to the giving part of this, and Flocknote caught it. So it's very nice that way.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Wonderful. And drawn to the close here, but one of the last pages here, we have a nice letter from Bishop Persico, just reminding us that the weekend of August 17th and 18th is the collection for the church in Latin America. Of course, that's been a huge part of the Diocese of Erie for, probably 70 years now, I would say. Bishop Gannon himself was the one who started a partnership with the Archdiocese of the Yucatan down in Mexico. And so we've been doing sister parishes and things like that long before it was cool. But this is just another way to continue to show our support to our brothers and sisters in Christ in a part of the world that is not as financially stable as we are. They don't have all of the benefits that we have. And so it's nice just to be able to share out of our abundance, like St. Paul continues to ask us to, like Christ himself asked us to.
Yeah, the two regions of the world that are growing the most rapidly in the Catholic faith, Latin America and Africa as well. So there really is a need for support as they continue to expand and spread the gospel.
And speaking of support too, just real quick, sorry, Sarah, Bishop Persico, he penned this letter a little bit ago, but of course you've probably seen on the news that he's been hospitalized, Bishop Persico, with some not minor health issues and has had some surgeries. And they're telling us it's a good prognosis, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of information other than that he needs your prayers. And so it's just a good reminder for us to pause and to say a little prayer for the healing of the bishop, because he's got tremendous responsibility, and we certainly need him around for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And moving forward, if you were at Mass this past weekend or in the weekend before, you've seen what we're calling the Liturgical Monitors. We keep adding and trying to find new ways to make them more lively for you. We are also looking for people that would be willing to be a monitor, to join the monitor ministry, to help us to bring that message out to you. So this week we'll have new stuff added to it. We decided that we like the stained glass windows that are on the sides. So thank you, Father Ross, for that beautiful artwork there and taking the stained glass windows and bringing them into the church even more. So, and then we also have a list of people who to contact for all of the ministries we have here at St. Jude. The list is, it's a shorter one. These are the ones that we talk about the most during Mass, but at the announcements. But if you have a ministry that you don't think we are covering, be sure to reach out to the office and we can, get that developed for you. The next one comes from a priest, I think, here with the
Father Joe, how would you take that one?
Okay. So, again, the message starts with a thank you for all of the help that the extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion provide for our church, and I personally would like to echo that. When my own family is going through health issues, it's always nice to know that there are people at the parish who are willing to help keep them connected to the community, help keep them connected to the Lord by bringing the Eucharist to them. But the bishop has asked the Office of Divine Worship to issue another reminder. We are not supposed to come forward to receive communion with our pyx to receive extra hosts, because it's not appropriate, it's not proper to have the host just with you in the pews. That's why we consume it immediately when we approach for Holy Communion. And so he has asked that in places where people come forward and receive extra hosts in their pyx, to please immediately cease that custom. So if you do take communion to the homebound, if you do take communion to the nursing homes, please make sure that you either leave your pyx with the priest before Mass or take it up to the credence table, and we'll put hosts in it at the proper time. We'll leave it on the altar, and then you can pick it up at the end of Mass after the final blessing, so that you can take communion to the homebound. Again, that's just to help us keep reverence to the Eucharist, especially this year as we're making a lot of changes, focusing on our reverence of the Eucharist with the Eucharistic Congress, the Eucharistic Revival in the United States. But again, this is not just Bishop Persico, but the long-standing tradition of the Church, emphasized by both Bishop Troutman, God rest his soul, and Bishop Persico. So that is to be the new custom throughout the Diocese of Erie, and really throughout the Church as well. We're not unique in this area.
Yep.
Very nice. August monthly intentions for the Pope are for our political leaders, and all of this wonderful time of change in many countries, here in our own. Just keep keep that in your prayer, that they work for the people, development of the common good, like
exactly.
Care of our common home, the common good of people, everything that Pope Francis has talked about in his time as Pope.
Yeah, and there's something beautiful about this intention too. With it's a fitting time of the year, but with the former Pope Benedict XVI, God rest his soul too, he referred to politics as social charity. Mm-hmm. And we can have our frustrations, but really praying for them is the right thing to do.
Absolutely. To
help move them more and more towards social charity. And so, something worth contemplating there. Yeah.
And then next we have St. Jude School. They're looking for some positions. They have some teacher spots that have become available. So if you know anybody that is a teacher or wants to get back into teaching, or a new teacher, going into middle school, or somebody who has time after school to help with our care workers, please get in contact with the school, get your resumes in there, and you can apply online, also at eriecatholic.org. So any questions that you have, just contact the school. Mrs. Morphy or Mrs. Voorhees can help answer all those questions.
And finally here, just a reminder that the original St. Jude Facebook page is still hacked, still running out of Kosovo,
Yes.
of all places in the world. And so we have created a new Facebook that is legitimate, that is still controlled by the parish. That is St. Jude Live. So if you still are following the original Facebook account, please make sure you unsubscribe and unfollow that account. Again, they have been posting very uplifting spiritual messages so far, but we're worried what might come next once they build the trust. And it is not controlled by us. We don't have access to that. And so we ask you to please instead follow the St. Jude Live Facebook page that is controlled by the parish.
If you are unsure how to unfollow and refollow, bring your phones to church. We did encourage that on Communication Sundays. Bring your phone to church. Stop in the office, and Tim and I can help you get all that straightened out. Last here, we have the child protection and creating safe environments for the diocesan requirements that we all have to follow here at the church. So there's a brief article in there, and just letting you know what goes on and what we all need to do to remain vigilant, to be mandated reporters, and all the good stuff that comes along with that when protecting each other and our youth especially.
It's a lot of tedious paperwork, but
Yes.
but when we consider the benefits that we get from that and protecting our children, it's worth it. So if you are volunteering, just please make sure that you stay on top of all of the records and all of that stuff, so we can ensure a safe environment for all the kids.
For sure. So I want to thank our two priests we have here today. You'll see Father Luke around obviously more often. Father Joe is just visiting here for the month of August, and then comes and goes and comes and goes.
Back to school again.
Back to school in
Halfway
DC.
done though, so
Awesome,
So it's
awesome.
very
Yes.
exciting. He had an excellent summer semester, he told me,
Yes.
so that was really awesome. So Tim will be here next week. I am actually going on vacation. Yay! Next week, so that'll be fun. So hopefully maybe Tim and Father Luke can, handle this. We got
We'll hold the fort.
Well, an AB team, we'll call it. Again, this is the Church Bulletin. Follow us, share this with your friends, and let us know what else you want us to hear talk about. If Father Luke and Tim did that bulletin insert. If you want to come and talk about something and be interviewed by us, we're happy to do that. We want to thank Diana for everything that she's done here today for the church, out there cleaning and visiting and just being present for us all. So shout out to Diana this week.
Best producer, even though the B team forgot to mention her last week.
I know. We've been slacking the past couple of weeks, and we apologize for that, Diana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Thanks.
Father Joe, I think you're heading off to retreat next
am.
week. So
Yes.
prayers for you as you head on retreat. And can you give us a quick snapshot of what are the next couple weeks look like for you, and then that year as well?
Yes, so I'm going to leave some point over the weekend, and I'll go to the retreat center, and I'll be there for the week. I think the retreat finishes next Friday at 2 o'clock. And so come 2 o'clock next Friday, I'll get back in the car and come back to Erie and St. Jude's. And then I'll be in town for another week before I go back to start the second
Great.
half of the canon law program. So yeah, I appreciate prayers as I'm on my retreat.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
also, I'm still waiting to hear back that my thesis proposal is accepted. And
Okay.
So the professors all signed it, so now we just need the dean of the school to approve it. But that'll be the big challenge in the semester ahead, to write my thesis and get that submitted.
Yeah, a lot of good in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for all the hard work and
Yes.
the study for the diocese. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. This was another episode of the Church Bulletin. We thank you, know of our prayers for you, and always pray for us too. Have a great week, and we'll
God
see you
bless
next
you.
time.
Have a good week.
God bless.
Bye-bye.